The $20 software that comes for this, that is made for the Mac Mini, that's the value.
Now I came to rock, I came to move the crowd, I came to scream it out loud.
Hey, what's up, guys? Thanks once again for tuning in and hanging out with your nerdy friend. It's Bree, aka Nerdy, and welcome back to Nerdy's Art Lab. I am now a art tech reviewer, so I'm trying to move into this niche. That has sounded super German right there. In this niche. I live in Germany. Long story short. Anyway, I'm here to talk about Artstudio Pro. I have it on the new M1 Mac computer, M1 Mac Mini. By the way, the specs for the Mac Mini, as everybody always asks, it's a 16 terabyte. 16. I wish it's a 16 gig, 1 terabyte Mac Mini M1 chip. So this is running Artstudio Pro that I just got about 2 weeks ago. I haven't really messed with it because, you know, the holidays and all this other stuff. So I did not get to fully mess with it. You know, kids. I have a kid and family. We have to go everywhere. So we're going to do it now. We're going to try to do basic stuff in here. I'll just do like a quick close-up dialogue scene. How about that? We'll try to draw a quick dialogue scene and see how I like the brushes. Here in the top right, top left corner is the color picker. It's not as, you know, coming from Procreate to this, I expect this to be like a little bit more jazzy. Maybe there's like plug-in that I don't know. You can change the tones at least, or palettes. But yeah, I'm used to like having like 40 different palettes of things. So for them not to have one is whatever. Anyway, let's just draw in black. So let's see how these pins work. Now I'm using the Wacom drivers on the M1, which is still technically being emulated because Wacom's being kind of slower with the updates. Overall, I mean, it feels pretty smooth. The brushes actually feel really kind of nice in here. They're very loose. It actually kind of reminds me of a brush that I created in Procreate, which, by the way, I have my brushes for sale on Gumroad for Procreate. They're $5. Go check them out if you want to. It's right here. I think I put the description. I think I'll put the link to the description below. So yeah, go get some Procreate brushes. They're pretty good. Anyway, okay. So far, the thing works pretty well. At least for what I need for storyboard, for black and white. Probably doing way too much, but you know, I'm actually testing it out right now for myself to see if I will use this ever. That blottiness that you just saw right there, those two little dots. Right now, the drivers are not meant to work with the M1 chip. Every so often, the Wacom will do that. It will like this. It'll get one of your pressures that you're, you know, because you're tapping, and it's like, oh, you want to blot? And just a whole bunch of ink. Even in like the little Procreate app, it just does it. So that's just the thing you gotta know. I like that brush, the stable ink brush. I think I like that one the best. All the brushes, like the inking set. Oh, look at them! They have little different. They have different sets, brush sets. So I'm trying not to be biased because, you know, Procreate, but it's hard. You know, Procreate kind of sets a hard standard to follow. Impressionism. What is that? All these brushes feel the same in this one. In this one set. Okay. Seems like the exact same thing. The inking one seems the best so far. Okay. There's a built-in blend system in there. That is interesting. Oh, this is Moody. This is the moon. Alright. Yeah, there's a creature in the background. It's coming to get you. I don't really like that that as soon as you pick the color, the color picker just stays up there, and then you can't draw with it. I don't like that. That you have to always constantly close it, or maybe there's a way. I just don't know how to use it yet. But for me right now, that's kind of pain in the butt. It's basic. There's a hard round brush. The good old classic hard round. Yeah. Can I blur this? Can I blur a layer? You have to. It's pretty much like a baby Photoshop. All right, so blur, dry, and blur. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, look at this. Okay. Yeah. What? Hey, what? Blur. Amazing blur. Yeah, like that. Okay, apply. There you go. There we go. Alright. I don't like that you can't like click and scroll down to essentially like change the the parameters, like change the numbers. Like you can in Blender, like you click in Blender, if you drag even with your pencil, it like it goes ahead and it just decreases the value. You can't do that in Artstudio Pro on the desktop version. Maybe on the iPad version. I don't have it. I didn't get it. But at least for the desktop version, you can't do it. Okay. Can I smudge stuff? Blending. See, this is why I don't like Photoshop. I don't like all the options you have. I'm a simple dude. I just want to know, can I smudge something or not smudge some colors? Okay. Is there smudging pencils in there? Smudging. Classic smudge. Okay, let's see if this works. It doesn't really smooth as much as it pushes stuff, if that makes sense. Just kind of pushes stuff, kind of like the liquefy brush in Procreate. I'm comparing to Procreate because that's what I use. Alright, don't get mad at me. Is there a way to quickly go back to your old brush? Assume not. Alright, well, here it is. 15 minutes. How we do. Artstudio Pro for me. Let's see. That's my honest review on this thing. I do like the dark interface. That's nice. It does seem a little simpler than Photoshop to me, so I think I kind of like that. I think if I were to draw on this more, I would probably enjoy it just a little bit more. But for right now, like right now with the EK remote, I have to probably go in there and change my settings. I don't like that I can't zoom in and out with the with the scroll button. I'm rotating it right now. It's just going up and down. The brushes feel really smooth, even on my Mac Mini. Because sometimes, because it's running Rosetta to obviously process this. Actually, no, I take that back. This is actually made for the M1 Mac chip, so it's actually running really smooth. But the Wacom drivers themselves are not really made. So that's what I'm saying. There's a two-step process. I use the Wacom monitor as my main monitor, and so the Mac Mini transcribes everything through the Wacom drivers, through the software made for the Mac Mini. So every so often when you're drawing with the Wacom tablet, because it's not really made, the pressure sensitivity will drop, but it's not really big. It's not like a big issue, but it's there, so you should know. I'm just gonna tell you guys honestly. But it feels really smooth to me. There's not really a lot of issues that I have ran into. I gotta play with it a little bit more. But for the most part, I think it's pretty solid, at least for storyboarding. For storyboarding, for me, it's solid. For concept art, I had to get into there. I think a lot of people actually really like this software. Like I said, I'm not a fan of like a whole bunch of, how should I say, interface. That's why I like Procreate. It's just very simple and dumbed down, and I just like that I don't have to think about 40,000 things. Like, I don't like to go searching for this thing, a hotkey. I just like to do what I got to do and get out. So, for me, Artstudio Pro is good. If I were to give it a rating, I would give it probably like a 4.5 out of 5. At least for storyboarding, and at least for the initials. Like, if you just need black and white and tonal, this is great. I haven't tried the coloring side of it, so I'm not gonna judge that one yet, but for me, it works. It does what it's supposed to. It's pretty quick, responsive on the M1 chip. It's smooth. It wasn't too over the top. I think it was like $20 for this whole software. So, you know, if you're still trying to have a professional art station for under X amount of dollars, like if you already have a monitor, you bought the like $8.99 version of the Mac Mini, and you have a Wacom tablet, maybe in Tunos, and you want to get into obviously storyboarding or maybe concept art, the $20 software that comes for this, that is made for the Mac Mini, that's the value. I see that. That's a pure value right there. I don't see it as a gimmick. I'm not sure if it is as powerful as Photoshop, but for me right now, I think it's a little bit better than Photoshop for $20. And you're not paying $20 a month. You know, you're paying as one flat fee, so you can't beat that. So yeah, ArtStation Pro, it gets a pass. Artstudio ArtStation. Wow. Thanks once again for tuning in, hanging out with your nerdy friend. It is Bree, aka Nerdy. I will see you guys next time. And as always, stay true to yourself, love what you do, and above all, stay nerdy. Love you guys. You're like, no, I don't even know you. How could you love me more?
I came to rock. I came to move the crowd. I came to scream it out loud.